Hello students, this video will help to clarify the concepts of evaporation and transpiration, two of the processes found in the hydrologic cycle. I will also provide some illustrations why these processes are so important. Let's start by reviewing the hydrologic cycle with a diagram found in your textbook. The hydrologic cycle describes the storage and movement of water in, on, through, and above the Earth's surface. It shows the distribution of water in the various reservoirs where the water is held and the processes that move water among them: precipitation, evaporation, transpiration, runoff, and infiltration. In order to produce precipitation, water must move from the surface into the atmosphere. Evaporation and transpiration are the two dominant processes that does this. Evaporation is the process by which liquid water exposed to the atmosphere uses energy to move from a liquid phase to a gas phase, that is, to be converted into water vapor. Energy is absorbed and stored by the water vapor molecules as they move into the atmosphere and released in the atmosphere during the condensation process. There are many everyday instances where you experience evaporation. Steam from a lake at dawn, from a boiling kettle, when perspiration dries off your skin, water drying up from a wet surface or from wet soil. Evaporation is the process that moves water from the massive reservoir of the ocean into the atmosphere and onto land. Transpiration is the process by which moisture is carried upward through the plant from the roots to the small pores on the underside of the leaves, where it changes to a vapor and is released into the atmosphere. Transpiration is essentially evaporation of water from plant leaves. The combined process of evaporation and transpiration is called evapotranspiration. So why are these two processes so important? Think about where precipitation such as rain and snow comes from. How important is it that our lakes, reservoirs, crops, vegetation, and rivers receive adequate precipitation? What happens when they don't? Evapotranspiration gets water into the atmosphere so that it can produce this essential precipitation. No evaporation and transpiration, no precipitation. Evaporation and transpiration, along with precipitation, are the three processes responsible for the natural renewal of water quality. As water evaporates, it leaves impurities behind, such as salts seen here in these salt ponds. Plants acquire minerals from the soil as water is pulled in by the transpiration process. Transpiration also helps to keep the plant cool, a form of evaporative cooling. On a planetary scale, the process of evaporation is critical for sustaining our climate and life. Recall that evaporating water carries into the atmosphere the stored up energy that was required for the phase change from the liquid to the gas. This is a very important and unique distinction of water. It moves both mass and energy from the surface into the atmosphere. Evaporation is the mass and energy moving process that forms thunderclouds over warm ocean as water evaporates to develop tropical storms. It is the release of this energy from water vapor that powers the storms and hurricanes as they move across the ocean. And it is this driving force of water, along with the effects of wind and temperature, that brings us our weather systems and our mighty thunderstorms. The global water cycle acts as a global air conditioner and heat pump, moving water and energy around the earth. Here is a simple experiment to visualize transpiration and evaporation. You may also want to visit these websites. I hope this has clarified the distinction between evaporation and transpiration and explained how such a small percentage of the Earth's water plays such an important role in our life supporting system.